What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Clarrkin Off Time, your daily WNBA briefing with no filter and no fluff. I'm your host, MaddyG, and good morning, Fever Nation, because last night, your Indiana Fever did something they have never done before in franchise history. 113 points in regulation, a franchise record, against the Toronto Tempo, 113-91. 4-game winning streak, 9-5 on the season, and the storylines from last night are everywhere. Sophie Cunningham was absolutely unconscious from the three-point range. Kelsey Mitchell quietly went off for 27 on 81% shooting. Clark dropped 14 assists, including that ridiculous behind-the-back pass to Timpson that had the whole arena gasping, and there were some injury scares we need to talk about. Let's get into it. Indiana Fever, 113, Toronto Tempo, 91 final, Commissioner's Cup, and let me put this in context for you immediately. 113 points in regulation is franchise record for the Indiana Fever, the most points this team has ever scored in a non-overtime game. And they did it shooting 52% from the field, going 13-30 from three-point range, and 28 of 33 from the free throw line. This was a masterclass of offensive basketball. The Fever came out hot, up 26-20 after the first quarter. Toronto actually outscored Indiana in the second quarter, 30-27, trimming the lead to just 3 at halftime, 53-50. For a moment, it felt like this game might get interesting. And then the third quarter happened. Indiana outscored Toronto 32-23 in the third quarter, and that is when Cunningham and Mitchell took over. Those two combined for 21 of Indiana's 32 third quarter points, and 9 of Cunningham's third quarter points came on three-pointers. She hit Indiana's 10th three-pointer with 7.4 seconds left in the third to give the Fever an 85-73 lead, and then hit another one to open the fourth for a 15-point advantage. Game over. Toronto never recovered. The Fever won the fourth quarter 28-18 and walked away with a 22-point victory, dominant. And before I move on, MaddyG needs to take a moment to say something that I have been waiting to say for a while now. This team did not choke last night. They did not crumble. They did not blow a double-digit lead in the third quarter. They did not need a miracle shot to survive. They built a lead, and they kept it. They pushed the gas down in the third quarter when lesser teams would have let Toronto climb back into the game, and they never let up. They won the third quarter by 9. They won the fourth quarter by 10. This was not a survival and advance win. This was a statement. And as someone who has watched this team give away lead after lead this season, I cannot tell you how good it felt to watch them close out a game the right way last night. That is growth, Fever Nation. That is a team that is learning how to win. And that is what has me most excited going into Thursday. Here is where MaddyG lands this morning. Everyone is going to be talking about Clark's 14 assists and Boston's double-double, and they deserve recognition. But the two players who made this game what it was last night were Sophie Cunningham and Kelsey Mitchell, and neither one of them gets nearly enough credit. Sophie Cunningham, 24 points, 6 of 7 from three-point range, 85.7% from three-point land, She was on fire. She could not miss. Every time she caught the ball behind the arc, the net was going to move. And it was not just about shooting. Her energy, her movement, her willingness to take and make those big shots in the third quarter when Indiana needed to put this game away, that is a player who steps up in the moments that matter. Now, Kelsey Mitchell, 27 points, 9 of 11 from the field, 81.8% shooting, 3 of 4 from three-point range, a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line. She was silent and efficient and devastating all at the same time. MaddyG wants to take a moment to highlight something about Mitchell specifically. While Clark gets the covers and Boston gets the give her her flowers moments, Kelsey Mitchell just went 9 of 11 from the field and scored 27 points. And most people will scroll right past that stat line. She is one of the most efficient scorers in this league on one of the most star-studded rosters in the WNBA. And she never complains. She never demands the spotlight. She just shows up and produces. That deserves recognition, Fever Nation. Kelsey Mitchell deserves her flowers, too. Let's talk about Clark, because her stat line from last night tells a very interesting story. 21 points, 5 of 15 from the field, 33%. Not her best shooting night, but 14 assists. 14. A double-double in points and assists. And the way she got to those 14 assists was beautiful basketball. MaddyG is going to say what everybody is thinking. The behind-the-back pass to Makayla Timpson. If you have not seen it, go find it right now. Clark caught that ball in transition, saw Timpson cutting to the basket behind her, threw a no-look behind-the-back pass that hit Timpson perfectly in stride for the easy finish. That is not a shot. That is not a statistic. That is art. That is the kind of basketball that reminds you that Clark is not just a shooter. She is a playmaker at the highest level. Here's the context that makes Clark's 14 assists even more impressive. She did this while dealing with a back issue that had her listed as probable going into the game. She did it while only shooting 33% from the field, meaning when her shot was not falling, she found other ways to impact the game. That is a sign of maturity. That is a sign of a player who has grown significantly since the start of this season. Aliyah Boston, 18 points, 11 rebounds, her 4th consecutive game with a double-double. Perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 63% from the field. Boston is quietly having one of her best stretches of her career right now. And on a night when Clark distributed and Cunningham and Mitchell shot lights out, Boston was the anchor in the paint who held everything together. This is what a team looks like when it is working. MaddyG is going to say what everybody's thinking right now. 4-game winning streak, a franchise record of 113 points, Clark distributing at an elite level, Mitchell and Cunningham shooting lights out, Boston doing double-double things every single night, the bench contributing 36 points. This Fever team, when everyone is contributing, is one of the most dangerous teams in the WNBA. Not just dangerous in the East, dangerous, period. But here's the thing that MaddyG needs to keep it real about. Toronto came in at 7-8. They were already missing Nyara Sabli with a hamstring injury, and then lost Brittney Sykes, their leading scorer, averaging 20.7 points per game and the fourth highest scorer in the entire league, to a non-contact foot injury in the third quarter. She did not return. So while the 113-91 looks incredible, and it is incredible, the Fever beat a short-handed opponent last night. The real test is Thursday. Atlanta Dream, 6:30 p.m. Central at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Atlanta is 9-4 and the second best team in the Eastern Conference. The Fever are 51.8% favorites to win, and the Dream are 48.2%. That is basically a coin flip. Thursday is when we find out if this winning streak is real. Thursday is when we find out if this Fever team can compete with the best teams in this conference. I cannot wait. And Fever Nation, you better be watching. Before we look ahead, let me address the two injury scares from last night. Brittney Sykes, Toronto Temple guard and the fourth highest scorer in the entire WNBA at 20.7 points per game, left the floor in the third quarter with a non-contact foot injury and did not return. Toronto coach Sandy Brondello said Sykes will be evaluated and she hopes the injury is not too serious. Fever Nation, I genuinely hope Brittney Sykes is okay. She is a tremendous player and this league needs her healthy. We will be monitoring this. Myisha Hines-Allen for the Fever, she also left the game briefly with an injury concern, but the good news, and this is the good news of the night, MHA came back and finished the game. She is okay. And that is a big relief because this Fever team needs everyone healthy going into a brutal stretch against Atlanta. Now, let's take a trip around the league. Tuesday, June 16th. Minnesota Lynx beat the Las Vegas Aces. The Lynx are now 11-3. They are the best team in the WNBA, and it is not particularly close right now. Minnesota keeps winning. Dallas Wings beat the Portland Fire. Dallas improves to 9-5. Paige Beckers and that Wings team are not going away. Golden State Valkyries beat the Los Angeles Sparks. Golden State improves to 9-5. The Valkyries are building something special in their second year. Fever Nation, buckle up because the schedule just got very interesting. Thursday, June 18th, Indiana Fever hosts the Atlanta Dream, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. BST for our UK Fever Nation. This is at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Home court advantage for Indiana. Atlanta is 9-4. Indiana is 9-5. The computers say Indiana wins 51.8% of the time. This is a close to a must-watch game as we have had all season. And then Saturday, June 20th, the Fever travel to Atlanta. Noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. BST. Road game, same opponent, 2 games against the same team in 3 days. MaddyG wants to take a moment to be very clear about what these 2 games mean. If the Fever can go 1-1 against Atlanta or even sweep, they move into serious contention for the second seed in the Eastern Conference. If they lose both, the momentum from this 4-game winning streak becomes a memory very fast. The Atlanta Dream are good. They are very good, Fever Nation. Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Angel Reese. They are deep, they are talented, and they are hungry. Indiana is going to need every single player contributing at the level they contributed last night, both nights. Fever Nation, Thursday and Saturday might be the most important games of the season so far. Fever Nation, what a morning to be alive. Franchise record, 4-game winning streak, Cunningham unconscious, Mitchell silent and deadly, Clark dropping dimes like it is art class, Boston doubling up every single night. This team is clicking. But Thursday comes fast, and Atlanta is waiting. MaddyG is going to be in front of that screen Thursday night, and I want every single one of you there too. Today's question, and this one is important: can the Fever beat Atlanta on Thursday and make it 5 in a row? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments right now. I'm reading every single one. Hey, if you learned something today, if you felt something today, hit that subscribe button right now and smash that like. This channel drops new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and after a game day. Hit that bell so you never miss a single one. I'm here every single time bringing you the real talk. And until next time, this has been Clarrkin Off Time. Stay spicy.